Good morning, everyone. As we have discussed in the last lecture regarding to the MySQL constraints and then some of the basic commands regarding to the table creation and then inserting the values into the table. So we were doing the filtering part. Filtration means data which is required. We need to search out from the database, which is stored in the database. So the same we are going to continue here today as well. So our today's agenda is like to learn what are the basic filters available and how to use them with the examples. So I am just providing you the notes as well as the PDF files. So you just go through and you need make sure you need to write down the examples into your notebooks. Clear everyone? So continuing with the slides that we see it over there is the operators available here, that is commonly called as advanced operator. So we have written like specific tutorials basically based on what the commands that we are using over here. As you can see, the operators is in, not, between, is null, is not null, like, and exist. So these are some of the operators that will be using for searching for success based on the criteria. That means if there is a large amount of data, you need to search out from the large amount of data and then quick and fast and very rapidly and in a short span of time. We can use the help of these operators to search the data from the database. So here, coming to the first one, like MySQL where clause. So what is this where keyword in that SQL command, or what is the purpose of this SQL? So as you can see over here, this MySQL tutorials uses the where clause. Okay, the syntax is given below as you can see over here. Like where we usually use this where clause to filter the results from select, insert, update, or delete statement. So whenever we are using a select command, you can use the help of this where clause. Okay. So what is the syntax? You can see where, and then you need to write down the condition. So this is what you need to keep it in mind. That is whenever you are going to use the keyword where, so afterwards the where you need to write down the condition. Okay. So conditions consist of what, like something called as values, parameters. Something can be there on which criteria we are filtering. For example, from the employee point of view, I want to search out those employees whose salary is greater than 50,000. So what is this? This is the condition. So that condition we will give it over here based on what parameters and arguments. Okay, that is a constant value we are talking about over there. So here the condition that must be null for records to be selected. So here example is a single condition like you can see in the example. So in this example, what we are looking at is like it's difficult to explain the syntax of the MySQL where clause. So it will look like something this. Select star from context where last name equals to Johnson. So that means I want to search the employees names, student names, whatsoever. But what is the filter condition? That is the last name should be Johnson because I don't know the first name. So this is how we can write the where clause over here. Okay guys? Now coming to the in this example, where clause example, as I told you, we have used the where clause to filter out the results from the context table. The select statement above would return all rows from the context table with the last name is Johnson. Because the star is used in the select field, all fields from the contact tables would appear in the result. This star means all the columns. So how many columns are there? For example, 5 columns are there. The 5 columns will be displayed over here. So this is what we are talking about the where clause. Okay. Now we can use some other conditions like this one, like and clause. So what you can see over here, select star from suppliers. Okay, and where state equals to Florida and supplier ID is greater than 1000. So what you can see over here in this example, that what we are trying to tell you is we are searching the filtering more on specific requirements. So what is the requirement over here? The SQL where clause example uses the where clause to define multiple conditions. In this case, The select statement uses the AND condition to return all suppliers that are located in the state of Florida and whose supplier ID is greater than 1000. So this is the specific criteria I'm giving. That means I need all the supplier details, all the records based on the condition. And what is the condition over here? The state should be Florida. That's the first condition. And the second condition, that is supplier ID should be 1000. So based on these two criteria, I will get the names. If nothing match, like either of the matches, still it is not going to find it out. Like if Florida is there but supplier ID is like suppose 2000, it will not show the result. Only the condition is that is Florida should be there and as well as 1000 should be there. Both. So this is what we are talking about. Okay guys? Okay. Nothing one. Like or clear clause over there. Select supplier ID from supplier where supplier name equals to Apple and or supplier name equals to Microsoft. So that means here what we're trying to achieve over here is in this where clause it defines the multiple conditions first. Okay. Instead of using the AND statement that we have seen in the last one, right now we are using OR conditions. What does the OR say over here? If either of the values, I'm repeating again, if either of the values, that is, if you find Apple everywhere, it will show you. If you find Microsoft everywhere, it will show you. It doesn't depend on both. It's two separate entities. One is the Apple and the second one is the Microsoft. Okay, so if it requires find out the name as Apple, so it will also show definitely, and as well as it will show Microsoft as well as it show, and if it finds both, again it will show. Okay, so this is something what we use to try the filtering over here. So using AND condition, we can use OR condition, but that defines the criteria. What are you searching, and what is the option that you want to give? Okay. Now, combining AND and OR, that is also possible over here. Like you can see over here in this example, we are combining the two conditions simultaneously. So what is this? State Florida and supplier name is IBM or supplier ID is greater than 5000. So this MySQL where clause example uses a where clause to define multiple conditions, but it combines the AND condition and OR condition simultaneously. This example would return all suppliers that resides in the state of Florida whose supplier name is IBM and as well as the supplier whose supplier ID is greater than 5000. So this is the condition that we are doing. So in this case, the parenthesis will be used first. The parenthesis means when we are using state equals to Florida and supply name equals to ID. So here we will get a record, and the second one is the supplier ID, that will be the second record. So either of the conditions. So if supplier ID is greater than 5000, that is also being displayed, and those suppliers who are having Florida and IBM. Florida is a state and supply name is the IBM. If that is there, then and only then it will display. So this is how we can do what? Define the AND condition and also using the OR condition both at the same time. Okay. So I hope so this is clear to everyone. This is a simple operation. Now the next one is joining the tables. So what is meant by the term joining the tables? Let us suppose if the record is distributed on multiple tables. Now the record is not available in one single table. Now the record is available in multiple tables. As we have discussed in the relational database management system. So what is relational database management system? This is the same thing, that is we are having multiple tables and that multiple tables is doing what? Storing the records, storing the data. So this is something called as what you can say, joining the tables. So here select suppliers dot supplier name, that is from supplier table I'm calling the column name as supplier name. Then orders dot order ID, that is from orders table I'm calling the order ID, that is from, and after the from what I'm using the table name suppliers and orders, where supplier dot supplier ID equals to orders dot supplier ID and supplier dot state equals to California. So this is the example we are talking about, and in this example what we are actually discussing is giving a simple statement based on the two tables. We are searching those two columns and based on that the column values will be displayed, defined on the where clause condition. Okay, so here you can see it in the description, the MySQL. Basically, you can see over here, guys. Here. The MySQL where clause example uses a where clause to join multiple tables together in a single select statement. So this select statement would return all supplier names and order ID values where there is a matching record in supplier and order table based on supplier ID where supplier state is California. Okay, so this is the restriction, this is the condition that we are using, and based on that we are writing the query, that is the command based on SQL. Okay guys? Okay, coming to the next one is the MySQL order by class. So this MySQL tutorial explains how to use the order by clause with the syntax and examples. So what is actually order by clause? This is used to sort the records in your results. So whenever we use the word sort, that is arrange in alphabetical order, either ascending or descending. This is purpose that we are using over here, and that is called as order by clause. So in this order by clause, how to write it down? You can write down as an example expression such as select expression from tables where condition order by expressions either ASC or either DASC. By default, if you don't write the expression, it's okay fine. You just write order by. Okay, and specifically column name you define, and afterwards ascending or descending, you don't need to write it down. If you're not writing it over there, so by default it will be in the ascending order. So if you write DESC descending order, then it will be the descending order. Okay. Parameters or arguments of columns are like calculate as you wish to retrieve whichever the column that you want based on which you want to do this operation, that is something called as expression. And the table that you wish to retrieve the records from, there must be at least one table listed in the form clause. So what we are telling you over here is whichever the information you are searching over here. So based on that, what they are telling you over here, the table column should name exist in the from clause. The from clause should contain the table name, okay, column name in that one, which we are retrieving. Then where conditions optional, basically the condition that must not for the record to be selected, the criteria that we are doing in the where clause. And then the end ASC optional, it sorts the results set in ascending order by expressions. Default if no modified is provided. As I told you, you're not writing anything. It will by default sort it in which order? Ascending order. But if you want it in descending order, so you need to write it down DESC descending order. Okay? So this is what we can write it on DESC option. It sorts the results sets in descending order by expression. Okay guys? Now, if ascending or descending modifier is not provided by the order by clause, the result will be sorted by expression in ascending order. This is equivalent to order by expression ascending order. Okay? The order by clause can be used in a select statement, select limit statement, and delete limit statement in MySQL. So basically speaking, you can use this order by previous here in the select limit, and delete limit. So these are some of the options where you can use your order by. But normally speaking, we use commonly with the select statement. Okay. Now you can see the examples over here. MySQL order by clause can be used without specifying the ascending or descending, modified as I told you. When this attribute is submitted from the order by clause, the sort order will default to ascending order. So as I told you, by default, if you're not giving any option like ASC or DESC, it will go for the ascending order only. Okay, as you can see in the example below, select city from customer, where customer name equals to Apple. order by city. Okay, it is going to display what city means, but the name should be displayed in alphabetical order, starting from A to Z. And one more condition is being given, and what is the condition? That is customer name should be happy. Okay, so this is something they are trying to tell you. Okay. When sorting your result sets in descending order, you use the DAC attribute in your order by clause as well. Select last name, first name, city, then context, last name, Johnson, order by city description. Descending order, sorry, not description, descending order. So this is what we're doing over here. We will display the names last name, first name, and city. But here, uh, sorting is done on the column. Which column? City column. City column will be formatted over here. Okay? That is city column will be sorted, and based on that the records will be displayed. And the condition is last name should be Johnson, so last name Johnson will be displayed over here as a default name. Clear, guys? Okay, coming to the next one. You can enter your researching by related position. So you can also use the MySQL data by class to sort by relative positions in the result set where the first field in the result set is 1 and the next field is 2 and so on. So here what they are trying to tell you that we can do the sorting based not on the column name but we can use the column name whatever. So here in the example given below, select last name first name city from context with last name city gesture and after that 3 DAC. So here the sorting is applied on which column? Third column. Okay. So this MySQL Agenda class will return all the code setting with the city field and descending order. Bring the city field is in position third. In the result set, generate the equivalent to sector name of the class. So this is the output that I am showing you. Select last name, first name, city from context. So where last name is the Johnson. Order the city descending order. Okay, so this is the same one. That is where instead of writing that 1 by 3, what we are writing the column name. So both is possible over here in the order by class statement. Okay, guys. Now, let's see the example of both ascending and descending. You can use it simultaneously like this one. Select supply city, supply state, and supply, get supply name, which is Microsoft, other than supply city English, and supply state ascending. So that can also be achievable over here. So this MySQL order by would return all records setting of the supplier city field in descending order and with the secondary sort for supplier state in ascending order. First it will be sorting on the supplier city that is in descending format and then it will be sorting on the supplier state in ascending order. Okay, guys? So now we'll use the and condition as well as so here the MySQL and condition. Also called the AND operator is used to test two or more conditions in a select instance operator in the leaf field. So the syntax for the AND condition is given here where condition 1 and condition 2 and so on and condition n. So this is how you can use your AND operator. So here MySQL AND condition is given like 2 or more conditions can be used. Okay, at time. And we can give multiple conditions with n number of times. So next look at an example research statement. So as you can see in the book content, how to use the AND operation and condition in MySQL. So select star from context. It is all the comments from the context table, where condition is state equals to California and context ID equals to PC. Now only that specific contact ID which is greater than 3000 will be displayed based on the state California. So that record will be displayed, other records will not be displayed over here. Okay, so I hope that this is clear for everyone. So this MySQL and example will return all contacts that reside in the state of California and have a customer ID greater than 3000, because this star is used in the select system. All fields from the context table would appear in the results. So in simple words, we are showing all the records in the context table, where what is the condition? State column should have California and the contact ID column should be greater than 3000. This is the condition that we are specifying. Based on this condition criteria, all the records will be fetched. Okay? Then next one, example of joining the table. Our next MySQL and example shows how the AND condition can be used to join multiple tables in a select script. So select order ID, supply name from supplies orders to supply ID equals to order ID and supply name equals to that. This is how what we can see that the information that we are providing over here, and based on that we are just doing what giving the information. That is, order ID and supply name will be displayed from the respective tables, orders and supplies, and the name of the tables are given from clause, where the condition is given supply ID equals to order.supply ID. That means in both the tables the column is there. Which column? Supply ID. So we need to specify from which column we are getting the value and from which value we are just comparing it. Okay? And then at the end what we are doing, supplies of supply name equals to that. So here the supply name should be till. That is available in the supply table. So this is the criteria we are giving over here. But the ID should be there in both the columns first, and the second one, the supply name should be done. So this is how we do what? Join the tables using the AND conditions, multiple tables. Okay, right? So the above explanation is just for fun. So we have more traditional about the explanation for the inner join. This is something called as inner join type of joining table. Select other ID supply list will supply that is inner join others, and supply ID system in the other ID. The supply name is 60. So this is the example of a merchant, the same example that we are doing about. Now we are doing it as a what? Image. The command is only the same. The only thing is they are adding the image. So the MySQL and condition is going to become all those where the supplier name is there and the supplier and the other tables are joined and supplier ID. So you will notice that all the fields are prefixed with a table name, that is order.other ID. This is going to call it prefix. That is, we give the table name first and then followed by the column name. So this is required to eliminate any ambiguity as to which field is being referenced. So the program should not get confused which table we are following and which table is specific. This is the main idea of it. The same field name can exist in both the supplier and the order table. This is what we are trying to tell you. That is, the column is available, supplier ID is available in both the relationship of the config and where it is in the records. So in this case, the result would only display the order ID and the supplier name field as listed in the first part of the select field. Okay. here the example is given as insert statement, as we are looking at over here. So how to use the value, add a value into the table, we can use the insert statement. So in that insert statement, we can use the help of the and clause. The and clause is used over here in the insert. So insert into supplies. So this is the keyword that we are using. Where supply ID and the supply name, and these two columns are being inputted. Select customer ID and customer name of customer, where customer name is historical and customer ID is greater 2000. So here, first we are fetching one of customer ID, that is 2500, and the second one, the column name that is Oracle. So the supplier name will be the Oracle over here, and the customer ID will be the 2500. So based on that, we are searching the suppliers product specification. So this milestone and condition it inserts into the supplier table all customer IDs and customer name records from the customer table, whose customer name is Oracle, and have a customer ID less than 2500. So in simple what we are trying to do, we are adding a value, we are adding and inserting a value from the existing table into the new one. So what is the table name? Suppliers, and the two columns are the supplier ID and supplier name. So the values will come from the customer table, that is the second one, and then from the customer table, what is the condition we are setting here? Customer name should be Oracle, and secondly, the customer ID should be less than 2000. So this is the criteria on which the values will be inserted into the supplier table. That is from customer table. Now we are copying this into the supplier table. Now the customer is being connected to supplier in this scenario. Okay guys? Yeah. Example with update statement. The MySQL ARM condition example shows the ARM condition that can be used with the update. Update condition can be used with the help of the ARM. So you can see update. So when we use the normally update statement, when we are updating the value, existing value, that is already the values are in the database, and I want to change it, I want to modify it, I want to replace it with a new one. So what I use the word update. The update supply. So update is the keyword, supply is the table name. Set. This is again a keyword. Afterwards, we need to provide the column name. The column name is supply name equals to Cisco, where supply name equals to Sun Microsystem. So what is the condition? यहाँ पे भी आपके पास Sun Microsystem रहेगा. So what I'm going to do? Change it to Cisco and office equals to 10. So यहाँ पे office number क्या होना चाहिए? 10 होना चाहिए. So based on those two conditions, what we are doing, we are setting the supply name equals to Cisco. That means Sun Microsystem is being changed with the Cisco name. Okay. So the MySQL and condition example will update all supplier names values in the supply table to Cisco, where the supplier name was Sun Microsystem and had 10 offices. Okay. Clear everyone? Now the next one example is the delete statement. So with help of the delete, you can also use the and condition set of the thing. So basically switching the delete as we learned to this, when you want to remove some values from the table, we will use the word as delete. So finally the last MySQL AND example demonstrates how the AND condition can be used in the delete statement. So for example, delete from suppliers, where supply name is computer and figure equals to customer, computer server. So here you are deleting all the records from this table, supply table. But what is the condition? Deleting all the records and deleting specific records. Which specific records we are deleting? That whose column contains gateway as a supply name and computers as a product in the column. So this is how we can do what? Delete the values based on what? AND condition. So here in this example we are using the AND operator. So this MySQL AND condition example we delete all records from the supply table whose supply names was gateway and product was computers. So that means computers and gateway. This is the thing inserts, and based on that the values will be deleted and removed from the table. Okay. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Then we have the OR condition. So my HTML condition is simply as for the update, insert, select, insert, update, and delete. We are using the OR condition. Same as this we can use with the OR. So the only difference between the OR is either, that means either of the conditions satisfies, it will give the result. In AND, both the conditions should be satisfied, then and only then it will give the result. But for this one, there is no such condition. Either of the statement will be used to result. Okay, guys? So you can see the example over here. So this is the where condition we are using and where we use the OR condition. Okay? The n number of conditions can be supplied over here. Like here the indicator context select start from context, let's say the California or consequently is less than 1,000. So in this scenario, either the outer statement is justified and good, the result will be displayed. Either means if California counts, it will be displayed the values. If quantitative less than 1,000, it will be displayed the values. So either of the values should be checked. First it tries to check with the California, then it tries to check with the quantitative. So if both is found, then after time, if either of them found, again it will display the values. This is what we use the word as OR statement. Then we have the like another one which we are using three conditions simultaneously. It is select supplier, do supply name for supplier, so supply name is supplier, and still is supplier result, or access is with 10. So this is a specific condition we are applying for the select statement. Okay, with three conditions. How many conditions we are providing over here? Three conditions over here. Now let's insert. The same as this insert into supply, the same example we are using supply ID and supply name, select customer ID and customer name from customers, where state equals to Florida or state equals to California. So this is what we are trying to define over here. That is state is Florida or either the state is California. So either of them is found, it will be stored into that supplier table from that customer table. So customer table, I can search it out based on the Florida or California. So if both records are matched, it will be kept. If either of them found, it is also going to store that record over there. Okay. So this is how we can use the insert statement. Then coming to the update statement. So how does the update statement look like? You can see over here. Like update supplier, that is set supply name equals to alpha, where supply name equals to RIN, or available product is greater than 25. So this is the condition that we are giving. The condition is that the supply name should be RIN or the available product is greater than 25. So over there, go and change the supply name to happy. Okay. Then next one, delete statement. So from the delete point of view, what you can see, delete from customers when last name equals to John or Johnson or first name equals to Joe. So this is how they can do it, delete the values. So deleting the values is also not easy using the delete from customer, where either customer name, that is last name Johnson, rather first name equals to Joe. So based on that, we can do what? Manipulate the values. So what we can do, we can combine both the statements in together, that is and or. To select insert update and delete will be used with the combination of and or. So syntax will look like something this, where and conditions and then or conditions. Okay. So this is the example where we are using and or as we have seen in the previous one. Select start from customer, then state equals to California and last name equals to Johnson, or customer ID is greater than 4500. So this is how we can do what? Write the statements using and or statement. Okay. So you can use multiple or statements followed by the and operation. So you can see last name equals to Anderson instead of equals to California, or last one is equals to split, and then state is equals to active, and state is equals to variable. So this is how we can do what? Define the multiple conditional statements. Last one is equals to Johnson, this is the first one, the or and and. These are some of the systems that we are using over here. Now, example with the insert statement. Next, and the or example, the method and the and condition or condition can be combined in the insert statement. This is how we can combine data. Insert into supply, that is we are adding the values into the supply table from the customer table using the condition. And what are the conditions? Customer name is or customer name is equal to something. So other of them form added. And condition should be, that is customer ID should be greater than 100. So this is the two conditions that we are applying. And then based on that we are adding the values into that supply table. Update context set last name to Johnson, then last name to Johnson, and state is to Florida or state is to California. So update context means what? We just modify the existing values to do somewhat and condition and as well as cross condition. So you can use in this way as well. So here we are doing what? Changing the last name to Johnson. But what is the condition? The last name is to Anderson, this is the first one. And we are based on that either Florida or California. So if you find Florida also, over there go and just change it the name Johnson for the last name. And if you find California also, again you can go and find it out and then based on that you can change the last name as Johnson. If it is found out Anderson as the first name. Okay? This is how we can do a change it. And the last one is the delete. So delete means what? Just simply delete the value based on a specific criteria and condition. So the criteria and condition is defining around this last name equals to Smith or last name equals to Anderson. So based on that, what we are trying to choose, it is deleting the values. So if you found states like California and last name equals to Smith or last name equals to Anderson, it will delete the values for both Smith or Anderson both. But state should be California. This is the condition that we are using based on what? Delete statement. So as you can see from here the example, what we are trying to achieve is in simple words that basic understanding, like how we can use these logical operators. And then we can begin filtering on those tables and then we can retrieve the value and we can do the operations like insert, update or delete. Okay guys? So I hope so this is clear to everyone. Next time we will be continuing from here onwards. We will be looking into more commands and more things because next topic is on this specific one. So I hope so this is clear to everyone. So if you are having any doubts on materials, you can directly write to the Google Classroom. Okay, and all the best. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. And see you soon in the next lecture. Bye guys. Take care of everyone.